Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Oz Throw Show. I hope you've had a great Christmas break and New Year's. Not that you care, but my New Year's was eventful. My girlfriend and I went to the Gomerri Rodeo in Queensland here. Got back home at about 11 and we went to Macca's. And as we're going through the Macca's, I stopped, I ordered at the drive-thru there and I thought the speaker might have broken. So anyway, we ended up driving around the drive-thru, and then right in front of us, someone had passed out in their car. A long story short, there were 3 police cars, an ambulance, and we got free Maccas. But anyway, general news, there's not a lot to talk about. But other than the Australian Athletics Sydney, no longer in Perth. I've never been to Western Australia. That's just one thing that's on my bucket list, but I'll have to save it for another year now. But then there is a clash, I believe, between the Masters Nationals and the Australian Athletics Championships. Both are in early April, and the frustration there for Masters athletes is that some compete at both championships, and some Masters athletes have children who compete at the Australian Athletics. So one's in Brisbane, the other's in Sydney. There's obviously a clash there, but I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is, and hopefully something can be solved around that. But yeah, before I show you this next video, I want you to think, who is the first Olympic thrower that represented Australia? So I'll give you a few seconds. I want you to think about it, think hard and fast. Not sure? Well, I wasn't either until I did my research, and this next video, I'm going to show you a bit about our first Olympic thrower.
Put some clothes on!
Throwing events have been part of the modern Olympics since the beginning in 1896. Many of the world records have since more than doubled in distance. It wasn't until 56 years later, in 1952, that Australia saw its first thrower compete at the Olympics. Ian Manley Reid, born in Footscray on the 13th of July 1927, stood at about 187 centimetres tall and weighed approximately 89 kilograms. Ian won the 1948, 1949 and 1950 Australian men's discus titles. With this dominant form, Ian competed for Australia in the 1950 British Empire Games in Auckland, New Zealand, winning gold in the discus with a throw of 47 metres 72 centimetres. Later that year, Ian moved to America to study chemical engineering at Stanford University, the same university one of our current Olympians attends. Ian competed regularly for the university and continued to break his own Australian discus record. In February 1952, Ian threw a personal best of 49 metres 56 centimetres, which led to his selection for the 1952 Helsinki Olympics, where he travelled from New York on the Queen Mary with other US-based Australians. Unfortunately, our first Australian thrower at the Olympics did not progress out of the qualifying round, but paved way for our throwers in the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, where we saw 18 Australian representatives in the throws. Ian Reid's last discus competition in his prime was at the 1954 Australian Championships in Sydney, where he won comfortably, having missed the 51, 52 and 1953 championships while in America. Ian put a pause on his throwing for 59 years until he found out about Masters Track and Field in 2013. Naturally, he excelled at throwing and achieved the world number 1 position each year in the M85 and M90 age brackets. Outside of his throws life, Ian married a lady named Iris in the 1950s whom he raised a family with. He became a naturalised American citizen in 1965. Ian resided in Woodside in his later years and was also a competitive tennis player, having competed in the men's 85 singles match of the USTA Northern California Mid-Peninsula Championships in Palo Alto in August 2013. Ian Manley Reid, Australia's first Olympic throws representative, sadly passed away in California in August 2020. aged 93. Alright, so one night I was just sitting there in bed, laying there thinking about everything in the day and everything in the future, as we all do. It might just be me. And I was thinking, what could we do to make this sport more entertaining? And I thought about it. We're not really a team sport, but every other one-on-one sort of sport has a bit of trash talking, has a big promo, and obviously we have a lot of throwers in the same competition, but I thought, what if throwing was a specifically 1v1, mate versus mate, state versus state? I'm kidding. And it was hyped up, there was a bit of trash talking, there's a bit of fun, some special effects, background music, and all the long, boring bits were cut out. So this video, it might be cringe, you might really like it, but this is what was proposed.
Choose your destiny. Flawless victory.
Jackson Mello. For an 18-year-old, you're pretty strong. You might squat more than me, you might deadlift more than me, but you can't bench more than me. But that doesn't matter. What matters is how far you throw a shot put. And I bet you can't throw a 6 kilogram further than my 7. So until you do that, mate, well, you're just not like me.
Oh, Mr. Green. You've made a pretty interesting video there, my friend. You've called out a discus thrower to a shot put competition. It's quite funny, mate. You're just picking the easy wins, or so you think.
3 hours later.
So, despite me not being a shot putter, I accept your challenge. Good luck, Dan. You're going to need it.
Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Round 5. Final round. Fight!
I hope you like that video, because that will be the future of throwing. Probably not. Probably. We don't know. I don't know the future. So next, Australia has been blessed with an athletics feature film set to start production this month. I'll read you a bit about the feature film. So, The Edge writer, Jane Larkin, wanted to create her own realistic story about track and field. By combining a fictionalised account of her own experiences with those of two friends, a Paralympic swimmer and Indigenous powerlifter, who currently holds the Australian record squat at 235 kilograms, which is insane, Jane set about writing a meaningful and timely drama centred on 3 female athletes. The result is a fantastic script filled with the mixed emotions of sport, study and relationships, laced with romance, grief and comedy. So here's the teaser trailer.
We're not concerned with normal people here who want normal lives. The agony and the ecstasy, that's sport.
I can do it myself.
Annie, I'm just trying to help.
What's the test gonna say? I don't have the money.
I want to try an open relationship.
We're here to help the top few, the elite, reach their potential. Welcome to the Institute.
Maybe the 3 of you should just live together.
So if you would like to donate to help fund this project, I'll put a link in the description. I met Jane back at 2018 Uni Games. She's a joy to be around, a great person and passionate for athletics. So if we can get behind the project, that would be great. Next up, we have an interview with one of our female javelin throwers with a current PB of 57 metres 68 centimetres. I can't throw anything that far. Here's our interview with Alexandra Roberts. So we're going to do a quick minute quiz so everyone can get to know you. Starting now. Name of your dog.
Maisie.
Favourite place to four-wheel drive.
Fraser Island.
Best meal of the day.
Lunch.
What were you studying in America?
Exercise sports science.
What are you studying now?
Primary school education.
What's your PB?
57.68.
What is your sport?
Track and field.
Favourite lift?
Split jacks.
Favourite movie?
Fast and Furious.
Least favourite movie?
Elf.
How long have you been throwing?
7 or 8 years.
What's your biggest goal?
To make a senior team and become an Olympian.
Yep. Favourite song?
Little White Church.
Least favourite song?
Baby Shark.
Favourite place?
Germany.
Favourite thrower?
Barbara Spotakova and Johannes Vetter.
Righto, done. Alexandra and I spoke for another 19 minutes, but foolishly I didn't check if the sound was recording. So unless you can lip read, I don't think it's much use for anyone. So I'm sorry there, but big thanks to Alexandra for putting up with the long process of trying to figure out how to get the sound to record. Great person, had a great chat. Make sure you go follow her Instagram and keep up to date because she will be a future star. So if you want to see more from Alexandra, her Instagram link will be in the description below. Now it's time for the Denny Stevens Recognition Awards. This award was created to recognise our throwers at the end of each year, but not just our throwers, but our community as well. Of course, there were many athletes who were in the running to receive one of these awards, but we had to narrow it down to one person for each category. So the winners of these awards will receive a certificate hand-signed by Denny Stevens herself and Throwers Australia, which is me. So you can scribble that out if you want, that's fine. Here are our recipients. Ashlyn Blackstock, Young Female Thrower of the Year. Amosia Soatini, Young Male Thrower of the Year. Jackson Hamilton, Young Male Para Thrower of the Year. Savannah Buss, Young Female Para Thrower of the Year. Kelsey Lee Barber, Open Female Thrower of the Year. Matthew Denny, Open Male Thrower of the Year. Michael Burian, Open Male Para Thrower of the Year. Sarah Edmiston, Open Female Para Thrower of the Year. Nicole Johansson, Master Female Thrower of the Year. Jamie Muscat, Masters Male Thrower of the Year. Brett Hardyman, Throws Coach of the Year. Irina Soatini, Throwing Community Supporter of the Year. Well, that's it for me. I wish you all the very best for 2022. I'd love for everyone to keep in touch, share moments on Instagram. I'll repost, everything like that. Let's build this community even more. And yeah, keep in touch and throw well. Throw well. While you're still here, I would like to show you the new Masters promotional poster designed by Throwers Australia for the 2022 Brisbane Championships held in April. And if you would like to see more content like these posters or this Oz Throw Show, please go donate to the Throwers Australia Creative Fund. The link will be in the description. Every dollar helps because there's a lot more I would love to do with this community.